Sorry, my nose is running. I just got through letting out a lot of, throw up and stuff. I was throwing up and stuff. I'm kind of sick. But um, I wanted to make this video because I had to. Because I don't know what is wrong with us black people. I don't know why we think we can't be touched in America. Now, I understand us Americans, we keep on saying that we're not immigrants because we were born in this country. But we like to talk bad about other people. Like, we like to talk about the Latinos. We like to talk about the Chinese, the Japanese, the Puerto Ricans. We like to talk about all these other races and all the nationalities that came from other countries to America. And I don't understand how us black people were so proud to be Americans. I just don't understand how we were so proud. We're the most proudest people in this country of being African American, or you want to say black. A lot of people don't even call themselves African American anymore. They just call themselves black. And what hurts me is that nearly 350 years, we haven't learned shit. Like I told you before, in my last videos, I always say that the white education blinded us from learning about the black African education that we should have learned, but we haven't because we always were learning about the Greeks, the Romans, and many other white powerful groups, like the Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, white supremacy. We are so used to that. Like, I always still believe us blacks were still slaves in the sense that we think that if we go somewhere else, we're not going to be acknowledged. If we go like to Africa, we think that we won't be acknowledged. We think that we're going to be picked with, pushed around. See, one thing about Africa, Africans, they don't hate us. They just don't understand why we discard our ancient history before slavery even ever existed, between the 1400s and 1500s, when the Europeans was coming over to Africa and bringing their uh, religious beliefs to Africa, and then we were brought in as slaves. See, this is the reason I always try to be really, really hard on black people. Black people got to understand who they are. We are African people. We are tribe. We are tribal. We come from a land that's by the equator. We were kings and queens. We were powerful. Why do we want to be here so bad? Why do we celebrate being here so bad? Knowing what they did to our ancestors and knowing what they're doing to us to this very day. We still have videos of black people complaining about white people having Karens all over there saying, "Why are you here? Why are you at this house? Where your key at? Cops stopping us. It seems like you went 30 miles an hour. Officer, I was parked here. No, I saw you all the way at the block. You were going 30 miles an hour. Get out of your car. Spread your legs. Let me check you. Oh, I see you got some weed on you. I smell some. I see that you're gonna have the dogs come. We still are so happy to be slaves. We're still treated as slaves as we were, as our ancestors were, because the only thing about it is that they didn't have fucking dogs and motherfucking slave catchers chasing us. Even though you still got the police just doing the same thing because they are from that time of the slave catcher. And you got the court system making us go to jail for life without parole, without the possibility of parole. And we're the ones that can't carry a gun. Even though we're licensed, we still will go to jail if we kill somebody. I mean, we're violent people because everybody think that we're the most violent people in America, and we're not. We're not. You know, the most violent people are in America? Men. Not just black people. Men are the most violent. But they blame us for violence. They blame us for the prison system. They blame us for drugs. But they blame us for all these other things. But who gave us these things? Who gave us guns? Who gave us drugs? Who put weed in our neighborhood? Who put alcohol in our neighborhood? You know what I mean? After the Vietnam War, how did we get cocaine in our neighborhood? We didn't get the coke. We didn't put the cocaine in our neighborhood. We didn't put the weed in our neighborhood. They brought that to our neighborhood. And they told us to sell it, and we sold it. Now we get locked up. They're gonna bring that back. Shit. They're gonna bring the guns and everything back out in the street while we're spending life in prison. But we're so proud to be an American. We up here holding the American flag. We're talking about the Declaration of Independence. We're talking about the Fourth Amendment, Second Amendment. We're talking about the First Amendment. But them amendments don't mean shit to us because it does not have nothing to do with us when you are in fucking slave chains during 1776 when they were signing the Declaration of Independence. It took us to 1865 for us to be free. And we wasn't even freed. We were promised land. We were promised all these things, but what happened to us? Nothing. Andrew Jackson took everything from fucking us. Then we had Jim Crow. Then we had the Civil Rights Movement. Then we had all these things going down the line. And to this very day, we still living like we're living in Jim Crow. We forgot about redlining. We still forgot all about that shit. We can't still go into a white. It's just like we supposed to be able to go into a white neighborhood and buy a house. We can't do that shit because they're questioning us. Why are you here? You know what I mean? They're following us around in their cars. They're calling the cops on us because we can't walk our dog down the street. You know what I mean? Or we can't have our kids go to a pool and enjoy themselves without them coming out to say, oh, we all don't belong in this pool. Where y'all from? You live in this apartment? Let me see your key. Like, come on, man. Why the fuck does us black people are so proud to be Americans, but it still fuck with us? You know what I mean? We have nowhere to go once we live here. Even if they deport us, they can't deport us back to Africa because they don't want us there. They can't deport us to any other country because they don't want us there. We live here because honestly, honestly, the white man don't want us here either. They're talking about trying to make this country to an all-white country. I mean, and you can't. I'm gonna tell you something, man. I'm gonna be real with y'all. You really think the government can't deport us? If they really want to get rid of the fuck us, they can pack us all up, put us on a ship, and tell us to get the fuck out of here. They can do that anytime they fucking want. It has nothing to do with their money. Has nothing to do with anything about them. If they wanted to get rid of us, they can get rid of us anytime they want. I don't understand us black people think we're protected by a constitution, a Declaration of Independence, government. We're not protected at all. We're walking around with an American flag, thinking it's our flag, knowing it's not our flag. Knowing it's not our flag. They didn't make that flag for us. They made that flag for the Civil War. It was for war. It wasn't for us. We're walking around proud with American shirts. We're walking around with We're walking around with Thomas Jefferson on our shirts. We're walking around with George Washington on our shirts. We're obsessed with money. This is the shit that was created. They didn't want us counting their money. That's number one. They didn't want us counting their money. They didn't want us to fucking live on their land. They did not want us. That's why why do you think they destroyed Tulsa? Why do you think they destroyed Redwood? Look where we are now. We're sitting up here talking about how proud we are to be Americans, but we can't go out there and build another Redwood. You got white people trying to build a neighborhood to try to get away from us, but we're still sitting here thinking white people like us. We think all these nationalities like us. They don't give a fuck about us, yo. I mean, the Hispanics talks trash about us because, like that young boy said to the other black boy, why the fuck y'all don't care about your own fucking race? Why don't y'all care about y'all history? Why don't y'all care about y'all history? What happened to y'all? When they told when what's his name was on that stage and said black people had no, I think what's his name from Ukraine, the president of Ukraine said black people have no history. We believe that shit. I got friends all over the place thinking that we're Native American. I got friends still thinking that we're not. We were born in this. We were living in this country before the white man came here. This is just our thoughts. No, we wasn't living in Africa. No, not a million years we were living in Africa. The most powerful, the most powerful country probably I believe in the world is fucking Africa because it has more material. It has more everything in Africa. Why do you think they're still going over there taking shit from Africa? They're drilling for gold, diamonds. You know what I mean? England owns Africa. We're over here in America thinking, oh, well, you know what I mean? If we just keep on pretending that white people like us, knowing that we don't fight bad white people. Why we don't fight bad white people? Because they know they can take us out of this fucking country if they fucking really wanted to. They can line us all up and lock us all the fucked up. They can take our jobs, they can take our money, which they're taking our food stamps away from us, they're taking our medical away from us, and it's not just that, they say, well, it's all white people too. No, they're taking it from black people. Black people need it, right now, we need it more than any other culture. Even though white people are the biggest ones that use welfare more than we do. But we're so proud of being in the hood. Regardless, people say, well, black on black crime. Well, we didn't create black on black crime. They told us to kill ourselves, like they gave the Native Americans guns. They gave us guns too, and it was during the wars. Number one, they didn't want to give us guns. Then when they gave it to us, Now, okay, now since they got guns, now they can kill themselves. We got more guns than the white motherfuckers, dog. And the white owners are more licensed than blacks. But we are the ones that are getting unlicensed guns, and we're killing each other for fucking the most stupidest shit in the fucking world. We fight over hair and nails. We fucking want to look real good. We're broke. We got no money. We live in the hood. We make a minimum wage. Women are attacking black men. Black women are attacking black men because they don't got enough money to get what they want. Black men are attacking black women because black women are not being submissive or being slaves like they used to be. Now us white people are just sitting back, kicking their legs back and watching. Yeah, they're gonna pick with us a lot because we're so soft, dog. Like I don't understand how us black people still get upset when they call us nigga. We get so upset. We get turned on when a white man calls us a nigga. We've been called nigga for like 300 something fucking years, right? And now all of a sudden, when we call nigga, Nigga, because the ER on the end of it, we still get triggered. Oh, the white man's not allowed to call us that. Okay, but they can because this is their country. If it was our country, we wouldn't have to run from these motherfuckers. We wouldn't have to be running from the cops. We don't have to worry about the motherfucking system a long time ago when they were locking up black people when they had all white jewelry. They were lynching our black people for no fucking reason over a black guy even looking at a white woman. He'll be lynched, beaten, set on fire. They don't give a fuck if you're a man or a woman or a child. Even if they caught you living in a white neighborhood, they'll fucking destroy your neighborhood. They'll destroy your house. Right, and go away, nigga. Break your windows, break into your house, call the cops on you, plant some drugs on you. Like, come on, man. You proud to be an American? We can't even. This is why, like, us black people, we had our own island off a coast or somewhere. I think we could live better with each other. But we can't because we are competing against other cultures. Because we don't know who the fuck we are. We pretending to be all. We want to be Muslims. We want to be Christians. We want to be Jews. We want to be Native Americans. We don't want to be African. We skipped all that just to want to be fucking all these other cultures. That is not the fuck us. Yes, we're mixed with many cultures, of course. That's throughout history. Yes, it's called invasion. It's called slavery. Yes, we're going to be with a white woman or a Puerto Rican. I mean, that's what happens throughout history. But why do we always want to try to be something that we're fucking not? We know our true history. It's over there like a couple thousand miles away. But we want to believe that we're going to be sitting up here, looking in the reflection in the mirror, and say, you know what, I'm a Native American. Because we're proud to be a Native. We want to say, I'm a Native American. I got such and such a damn Cherokee in me. I'm like, oh my God. I'm getting sick and tired of hearing this shit. You got people up here saying we're not immigrants. Motherfucker, yes, we fucking are. The Europeans are immigrants. The only people that are not immigrants here are the fucking Native Americans. They're the only motherfuckers that are not immigrants. We are immigrants. We were brought from another continent to the next. We were here for 350 years, dog. That's a short time for not wanting us to be here. They want us to pack our shit up and they want us to get the fuck out of here. I mean, our fucking living here is over, man. They want us to say, okay, it's time for y'all to get evicted. They want to evict us from this island, dog. They're trying to evict us. Regardless of you thinking that they won't come into your fucking house, knock on your door, tell you to get into that fucking big ass yellow bus and drive you to a fucking port and take you on a fucking boat or fly you to a airport, put you on a plane and fly you somewhere. Saying we can't be touched. Yeah, right. What about that young boy that was in the store and he ran and he got locked up and he got sent to another fucking country? Black boy. Young boy. Got sent to another fucking country. Because they thought he stole something. Like, he's like, why are you running? Why are you running? He got locked up. He got sent to another country. A black guy. Black young, he was like 14, 15 years old. Parents were trying to fight him from not going anywhere. They don't care about your culture or who the fuck you are. They don't care if you're black, brown, light skin, dark skin. They don't care. If you're not their race, if you're not a white part of their white supremacy or their power structure that they're trying to create to this country, because you gotta understand, it's almost 2050. This country, they can actually rebuild this country into a Rome again, and they can kick everybody the fuck out. And we can be kicked out too. Why don't black people understand that we can be cut out of this country the same way we came here? You think they do think that, well, they can't live without us. Okay, yeah, they can't live without us. Okay, they still mean they don't want us here. We're the biggest people that they don't want here. Every other culture, they don't mind being here. Even though they talk bad about the Mexicans and stuff like that, they wouldn't mind having Mexicans here. They really don't. We are the problem. They talk about us more than anybody. And we are proud to be standing here saying, yeah, yo, yeah, we're American. You are not, you are American, yes, because you were born here. But you are African American. Your ancestors came from an island from 1400 through the 1400s to the 1500s, and they were slaves for 350 years. The Native Americans were slaves too, but there wasn't slaves like we were. But we were the slaves that actually picked the cotton, built $1 billion business in the South. And then when we got fucking freed, we still didn't want to leave our plantation, our slave masters. We still worked for our slave masters after we got freed. And I still, to this day, that black people are so obsessed with the dollar bill, the currency, that is their slave owners. Because every time you look at George Washington, you look at Ben Franklin, you look at Thomas Jefferson, you look at Andrew Jackson, those are slave owners. We're so obsessed with money. But they're looking at a smirk. If you ever look at the dollar bill of George Washington and how he looks at us, because he stares at us, he's smirking. He knows that we're still slaves, dog. Yes, we need money to survive. Yes, we need an education and whatever, whatever. But the education that they gave us is not our education. You go to Japan, China, Puerto Rico, they teach them their education of what their country is and where they came from. Black people are always going to be taught the white education, dog. The Greeks, the Romans, we're going to be taught about the Pope, the kings. We're going to always be taught about that. And we get that high school diploma or that degree. We're so proud of the person that created education was Rockefeller. So the person that created education, we're the ones that are celebrating it. We're so happy running down the aisle. Oh my God, I got my fucking degree. Oh my God, I got my diploma. But you gotta look what is on that diploma. How you spent almost half of your life learning about the white man. Through elementary school, all the way through high school. Now college is different. From elementary school to high school, you learn about the white man. They would never teach us about money. They taught their own culture about money. They never teach blacks about money. Never. We never learned the economics and the finances of living like being rich. Now black people are in a sense about wanting to be part of the white culture. Oh, they're rich, they got money. Let's be part of their culture. Oh, they got Jesus and they got God. Let's be part of their culture. Let's drag their culture into our culture. Because like I said, after slavery, we always wanted to be our slave masters. That's the reason why we would smoke the cigarettes, we would wear the fucking suits, and we'll drive the nice ass cars. We'll have the woman on our left, we'll have the woman on our right hand, even if she's white, because black men would date white women back in the 1900s because they want to be just like their slave masters once they got freed. You can even put pictures side by side of a black family and a white family. They will look the fuck the same because we never got out of slavery. And to this very day, us black people never got out of slavery. We never will be out of slavery. Because every time I see a video of these type of stupid ass videos, we're not immigrants. What the fuck are you talking about? In a sense, you don't want to be an immigrant because you are so afraid to talk about your culture, about your past culture. But in the 90s, we were obsessed about the black culture. Now we get in the 2000s, oh, we don't give a fuck about our culture no more. Because we used to have black power, this black power. We used to wear African medallions. We used to wear the dashikis. We used to wear all that shit. Now in the 2000s, we're not even part of the African race. We don't even want to be called African. To this very day, call me African American. Do not call me black. Because black is nothing but a color. It's nothing but a solid. It's nothing but a color that cannot be absorbed by light. That's what black means. I want to be called African American. To this day, and I will. I love my African history. I love my African heritage. And I don't give a fuck about... I already know what my ancestors been through in this country. Why the fuck would I want to repeat what my ancestors been through? This is the reason why they taught us not to try to be like them. That's why they try to build all these different types of towns and shit for us to understand that we should keep on building. Why did we stop? Because you know why we stopped? Once they started destroying shit, we got scared. So we stopped building our towns. But white people ain't gonna stop building their towns. They go out there and build brick by brick of a white neighborhood. And they will have a white neighborhood all across America. And we laugh at them, we talk bad about them. But we're sitting up here saying, hey, we'd rather be in the hood. Which the hood, really, honestly, is not our hood. Because the white people started in the hood. White people started in the hood. That's the reason why they left, because black people started going into the hood. So they left. They went to the suburbs. Then we took over the hood. But now they're trying to move back to the hood, and they're trying to kick us the fuck out. But black people don't understand that. This is the reason why they're taking shit from us. Little by little, they're taking shit from us. And we thinking, oh, they're going to treat us right. They're going to take care of us. No, they're not going to take care of us just because we were slaves. Oh, that's because we built the Capitol building. We built Yale. We built Penn State. We built all these different types of places. We built built the White House, the Washington Monument. We built all these fucking things across America. We invented half of the shit that they fucking use. But they're going to say that we never invented anything. They said that we never had a culture. I mean, we started religion. We didn't start no fucking. We didn't start no motherfucking Catholic religion because in Western Africa they did not pray to a fucking God. They didn't pray to one God. And Christianity didn't start in Africa. It started in fucking Europe and Rome. My fault. Started in Rome. That's where you get God and Jesus from. But we want to take their God and Jesus and make it our own. Because we don't have nobody to pray to. We have nobody to follow. We have nobody to look up to. So we got to say, you know what? Let's take their religion and make it our own religion. So we're going to make God black. We're going to make Jesus black. Because that motherfucker was in fucking Middle East. Oh, now I'm Jewish because Jesus is a Jew. I was like, oh my God. I was like, yo, I'm trying to tell you. The history of us, I'm sorry, we need to just like, they took it slavery, they took the slavery out of history books anyway. Out of history class. They took out slavery anyway. They took it out our history in schools, man. That's why when I looked up on Google and I was looking up certain things on Google about slavery, they didn't have anything up on there. Because they taking that shit and throw it in the trash can. But us black people don't give a fuck. Hey, as long as we learn about the Greek history, learn about the Roman history and the Christian history, as long as we know that God, we learn about the white God, the black, and the white Jesus, that's going to be the only thing that we've been attached to. Like I said before, I never thought us black people would end up being like this, dog. I never thought I thought our culture would change and understand and realize who we really were and what our ancestors were, what they fought for, even during the Jim Crow and the Civil Rights Movement, what they fought for us to live prosperly. This is the reason why I said we should never ever got together with white people. Because once we got together with white people, we lost money. We lost our power. We lost our instincts. We lost our value. We just didn't want to be. We're so happy that we thought the white man was going to take care of us, because that's what we always wanted. We wanted the white man to take care of us after slavery. They said we believed that they took care of us during slavery. Who took care of us during slavery? They take care of us during slavery. But after Lincoln had the emancipation, black people celebrated Juneteenth after emancipation, but now we got Juneteenth back. For some reason, black people don't even know what fucking Juneteenth is. But the thing is that we're so proud to have something that's black over our head. This is the reason why I'm like, why the fuck do we don't care nothing about our history and our heritage? But like I said, us black people, we always search for shit. We always look for shit. We never just say, you know what? Let's find our own way and our own path like we did hundreds of years ago. Why are we following behind every other culture? Why are we copycatting? The people say, well, they're copycatting off of us. No, we started copying off the white man first. Because once we got out of slavery, we copied off of them. And to this very day, we always are trying to make white people like us. Regardless of what black people say. I'm not trying to make no black white people. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Why would we get in fight with white people? We never defend ourselves. They will actually swing at us, throw things at us, try to hit with their car. They'll call the cops on us. But we'll sit up there calm. Knowing throughout years, we did this for years. Except the riots that we had in Chicago and also during the LA riots of Rodney King. And, we got sick and tired of it. We just started fighting back. And the Black Lives Matter, we did the same thing. But, black people hated Black Lives Matter so fucking much that black people blame black people for what the riots did. I'm like, hold up. Take the riots of Black Lives Matter and take the riots of Tulsa. Who was worse? Because I know that Tulsa was far worse. They killed over, they killed over 300 people, and they burnt down a whole fucking town. And it was the first time that they fire. It was the first time that the city got firebombed. It was the first time that the city got firebombed by helicopters, and they were shooting bullets. They were shooting guns out of helicopters. And then you had Redwood. You had all these different towns. Redwood was flooded. You had not Redwood was flooded. I think it was yeah, Redwood was flooded, and then we had other towns that were flooded that still have towns still underneath the water, graveyards still underneath the water. I'm gonna get a lot of hate because us black people, we don't like that. If another person talk bad about white people don't give a fuck. They talk bad about each other. White people take it on the chin. Us black people, we don't take shit on the chin. We hate what black people talk about black people. And us black people, we don't actually get a sense of what's going to fuck on until something fucking really happens to us, and then we're going to be fucking shocked. I'm not going to be shocked when they fucking lock us all the fuck up and throw us on buses and take us to a fucking concentration camp. Or they're going to put us on planes or put us on ships and ship us back to Africa or send us to Madagascar or send us to a fucking island somewhere. Then black people gonna be up there complaining, oh, why did he come after us? Oh my God, because we always think nobody can fucking touch. We think the white man can never touch us. They owe us something because we were slaves. Oh, y'all owe us something because we were slaves. Motherfucker, they don't owe us shit. That's why they didn't give us shit. And half of the shit that they gave us so we won't fucking complain. Because we complain too fucking much. Every time we see a white person do something, we want to be just like them. We want the same fucking thing. We're jealous of each other. We are so fucking jealous of it. We can't even live on the same block as each other. Now, us black people, we're not violent. That's the one thing about us. We're not violent. But the other thing that white people make us look violent. And a lot of these young generations don't understand because they're growing up in a time that, they don't know what we've really been through. But we don't want to talk about it to them. Because they don't want us talking about it. The white man doesn't want us talking about it to to white culture. Because they don't want the white culture to turn around and say, damn, y'all some fucking nasty ass motherfuckers. What y'all do to them people? Because there are people out there in other cultures that care about what black people went through. But us black people, we don't give a fuck about what we went through. Only thing we do is turn around and say, you know what? Fuck it. They're not gonna lock us the fuck up. They lock us up all the fucking time, dog. We're in jail like fucking hotcakes, dog. We overpack the prisons. And you don't think they're gonna lock us the fuck up and take us the fuck somewhere? I mean, you don't think the average black person, man, woman, or child, is gonna be locked the fuck up and thrown somewhere in a concentration camp? That's why they're building these fucking concentration camps every fucking where. They're building them on the airports. They're building them in fucking caves. I mean, they're building these motherfucking housing in caves. So in case something happens, they'll leave the black people sit the fuck outside. And one thing about other people that's in our culture, not in our culture, like Puerto Ricans, Chinese, Japanese, they can go back to their fucking country. Yes, they don't want to go back to their country, but they have to go back to their country. They go back to their country. Where the fuck we gonna go? Where are we gonna go once we have to leave this country? And they told us to get out now. Where the fuck we going? Who's gonna open the door for black people? You see what they did during the pandemic when in China when they're snatching all black people out of their apartments and they were blaming us for the pandemic, us for COVID. So we would say, oh, we're not immune to the virus, but they told us, oh, we can't let them know that, we can't let them say that. So they start snatching black people out of their homes, dog. And they started hitting the little, hood areas to try to force black people to take the COVID shot. Because there are black people out there that are very fucking smart. It's just that you got the other ones that are dumb as shit. Because like I said, it's lack of education to learn about their own history and where they came from. Like we came from the fucking islands, dog. We came from the fucking islands. We came from near the equator. This is the only reason why we can absorb sunlight. White people fucking can't do that. That's why we always can stay young looking for decades until we die. We can be 99 years old still like we fucking in our fucking 80s because we are a different culture to every other culture around the world. This is the reason why other cultures try to figure out, damn, these motherfucking black people. I mean, they can stay young, they can eat really good. I mean, yeah, we're very overweight. Because you know why we're overweight? We're overweight because our bodies can consume food Now, if we don't over, like, if we exercise, we can actually make that weight in the muscle. But the thing about it, we're overweight because we're depressed, we're stressed, we got diseases like diabetes, lupus, and all these different diseases that are attacking our bodies. We get depressed and we get stressed and we start eating. They show food on TV every fucking day. This is the reason why we always at McDonald's or Burger King or all these other fucking places, because we don't know how to say, let's eat a carrot. Let's eat a fucking cucumber. Let's go to the gym. Let's go run around. We don't do that. But nowadays they do it because they want to, they got these influencers, they want fame and fortune, or they want to compete against, because women, like, black women are the only ones that like to compete against each other. The hair done, nails done, eyebrows, eyelashes, the fucking cum catchers, the fucking, trying to, get a butt lift, and all, like, a breast inductions, butt lift, because it's depression, dog. It's depression and jealousy. And they don't love themselves. That's why I was like, oh, black women should love our fucking selves. I don't give a fuck what we should look like. We should fucking love ourselves, but we can't love ourselves because our men are judging, women too. We're judging black women. Oh, you should be fit. You should be in shape. You should be fit, because now we're doing the same thing the white man used to do with their women when they wanted to be fucking skinny as shit. Remember back at the time, back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, how skinny the white girls are, and white men would not date a fat woman? We're doing the same fucking thing today. We want our women to be fucking, like, fit, skinny, because we're copycatting what they did back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s. Because we're us men. Us black men. Like I told you before, we don't know our own history. We don't love our black women like we used to. We used to gravitate towards our black women and used to bow down to their feet. We used to recognize them as queens. Now we recognize them as tots, dots, whatever you want to fucking call them, hoes, smuts, trout, whatever you want to call them. This is what we recognize them as now. Because we think that we need to have that submissive woman that will bow down to us and cook and clean, which I still don't understand where they get this fucking traditional bullshit from. Because if you're reading the Bible, that's the most nuttiest thing you should read about traditional woman. You know what I mean? Because you want a woman that's going to bow down to your feet, cook clean for you while you go to work every day. Like I always say, if us black men make the most minimum wage. We make the minimum wage like a motherfucker. We make like $12, $13, fucking $14 an hour. And we sit up there complaining about our woman not cooking and cleaning. But we say, oh, we work so many hours. Nigga, you still get the same type of paycheck you do every week. Or every 2 weeks. It's not like your paycheck gonna fucking change. And the woman knows that shit. That's why a lot of black women save their fucking money. Because they know you don't have no money. And sometimes the black woman really honestly don't want you to. I believe some black women really do care about saving money in case something happens. She can help you. But I guess, you know what I mean, with the internet, making black women look like so nasty and disgusting and trifling. You know what I mean? Today, it's sad. It's sad. And us black men, we still don't see us what we used to be. We used to be kings and queens. But our crown, we stepped on that shit and broke that shit. And the queen's crown, she threw that in the ocean. Like, we really think that we're these powerful people. We used to be powerful. We used to be the geniuses. We were here for 1,000,000 fucking years. The white man came out here 6,000 years ago. Remember, they believe in the Bible. They say in the Bible 6,000 years. The earth is flat. That's what they believe. But we've been here for 1,000,000 fucking years. We were we were here by ourselves at one point. We lived in a fucking continent that had all the resources and all the fucking minerals and everything that we needed to live and breathe. Probably the largest continent, the second largest continent in Asia is Africa. The largest continent to Asia is fucking Africa. You can fit every single country besides Asia in Africa. That's how big Africa is. But if you look at the calendar and look at the map, they're going to say Africa's small. But it's not. It's the second largest country in the fucking world. No, it's not going to look like what it used to be, because I always believed the white man destroyed Africa. I saw this video about Haiti. I'm like, damn, why does people... This is the reason why people think Haiti looks like the way it does. But they don't show you the other parts of Haiti that's really, really nice. They don't show you the bad... See, because they like to show bad parts of Africa to make you think Africa is this nasty-ass, dirty country. But when you look at the other side of Africa, just like America, they'll show you the hood of America, but sometimes they'll show you the suburbs of America because they want to show you the suburbs more than they want to show you the hood. But they only show the hood when they show us being violent. Just like in Africa. They'll show the hood because of violence, but they'll show the fucking suburbs as being people being nice and sweet and making money. But it's fucked up, man. We've been on here. We've been here for so long. We got no education, nothing to actually understand who we are and where we came from. And even if we did, if you got these fucking you know, YouTube channels that are trying to teach black people about African history and heritage, how we became kings and queens of Egypt, and how we came out of Kush, and all these continents, and how Congo and Haiti and Libya and all these countries in Africa were they're all fucking kingdoms. But they tell you something different. Oh, black people didn't have no history. They didn't have no kingdoms. There wasn't kings and queens. Zimbabwe. I mean, you still like. It's sad, man. I will never stop learning about my African history. Even though I've been here for 50 years, I still will never stop learning about my African history. Because I love my African people, regardless of, even though how they are, because I met a lot of Africans. I used to work with Africans. Yes, they're very, very, very hard to get along with. But once you get along with them, they'll treat you like your family. And they always going to want you to do better for yourself. And they will sit there and fucking talk to you about what's going on in your life. They'll ask you questions about you. How's your family? Blah, blah. Africans really want to know about a black person. But see, black people don't want to sit there and talk to an African. Because us black people, we think we never came from a country that had a different fucking language. We think America was always our fucking language. We always think America was our language. Even though Europeans are the one who created an American language. But we're sitting up here thinking this is our language. Oh, why don't you talk English? We hate Chinese, we hate Japanese, we hate all cultures that, the white man hates. But we want everybody to like us and respect us. For what? Why do we need to get respected for? I'm trying to figure it out. Why do we need the respect of black people, of other cultures? Like they never been through shit. They never been slaves. They never been, they never been tortured. They never had their religion turned into Christianity or the Arab religion. Like why the fuck why should they care about us? And why should we sit up there and have a back and forth with other cultures? But we sit up here knowing that if our culture is the most powerful culture ever, why the fuck do we deny it so much? Why do we deny our history? Why don't we want to be African? Why do we want to be Native American? Why do we want to be Jewish? Why do we want to be, Australian, Canadian, Chinese, Japanese, Mexican, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican? Why do we want to be these cultures? But we have one culture that actually dominated before we started intermixing. We were sitting on thrones. But now, we're sitting on rocks. While the white man is sitting on thrones. Even though their throne is falling apart. And they're trying to keep their throne, on top of the pyramid, but their throne is about to fall apart, and so that's the reason why they're doing so much to us by trying to destroy our fucking lives again. Because they're never going to forget, dog. White people are never going to forget and how they know they got power over us. I don't give a fuck how much money we have. It really doesn't. It really doesn't have to do with money. It has to do with power because the book that they gave us was the book that actually made sure that we never ever be free. And that was the Bible. Not money, not land. It's the Bible. It's the religion. That forced us to not understand who we are, to keep running around thinking, oh, we're Christian. Oh, what's Christianity? Oh, I don't know. I ask people what Christianity is, where it started. All I hear, it started in Africa. It didn't fucking start in Africa. It didn't start in fucking Africa. It started in the Middle East. And the first church was in the Roman Empire. So I don't understand. They're the ones that created the Bible. They're the ones that rewritten the Bible. They're the ones that created Jesus. They're the ones that created God. We were up there praying to Amen. We were praying to Isis. We were praying to many, many powerful Horus. We were praying to all these different type of gods. Then we go, all these other gods that were praying out through different lands of Africa. Had all these different type of kingdoms, all these different religions. Next thing you know, we follow one religion. How do we get from praying to all these gods and all these female goddesses to end up praying to one God? Then we read the Bible and how much the Bible really actually, talks about black people just a little bit. But they talk about us at a time that we are bad people. Like, Ramesses and I forgot the other king they talk about that's in the Bible. African king. I forgot his name. But Ramesses, they say that Ramesses had Jew slaves, which he fucking didn't. Because, the Romans had to make the Jews feel good about themselves because the Romans stole their religion and made it into their own and made it into Christianity. So now us black people are following the same religion that was stolen from the Jews. Then we go over there and be enslaved by the Muslims. Then we were enslaved by the Muslims. We became Arab. Like I said, we don't know who the fuck we are. Because we're enslaved by two religions, dog. It's just so funny when they used to drop pamphlets in Germany, when they used to fly during the war, of World War II, and even the Korean War, they used to drop pamphlets down onto the black people that were fighting in the war. They were asking black people, why are you fighting for people that had you in slave chains? Even the Koreans did it. They used to have big ass billboards sitting up there saying, black people, why are you fighting for your slave owners? They used to have you in slave chains. Billboards, big billboards on trees during the time they were fighting the Korean War. And it's probably not just the Korean War, it's probably World War One. They probably doing that in World War One too. Telling black people to go home. They're trying to tell black people to go the fuck home. Because they want to know why we're fighting for a country that we never set foot on freely. We're fucking property. We were a cash cow. They used to sell black men for $1,000 Or we used to sell the youngest female that was fertile for at least about 2,000. And you really want to get really into it, you know what I mean? They will have these slave farms where they have the big black man will sit up there, will have sex with all these black women and get them pregnant because, you know what I mean? This is really honestly when slavery was almost over. Because the slave women had more slaves than their husbands. So because the women really actually started this. The slave women, the slave master women, they started the slave farms. Where they had the big ass motherfucking slave will have sex with all the women and get them pregnant. And they used to sell the African babies. You know what I mean? Like, this is what we don't want to think about that, but you gotta think about it right now, dog. They're still doing the same motherfucking thing. They're kidnapping us, taking our organs out of our bodies. They're taking our melanin away from us. How the fuck you see these white motherfuckers that's way lighter than me be the same color as me? They want to be my color. They want to be tan. Cause my skin turned tan, like a darker tan. You see white people starting to do that shit now. You see white people be a whole motherfucking tan body because I believe that they're doing something, stealing the fucking melon from black people, and they put it in their own bodies. They're taking our organs, they're taking our blood. I mean, they're forcing us, like all you see these commercials nowadays of mixed people, like black and white, having these mixed families. That's why you see on commercials now. Because they're trying to show that, you know what, hey, let's start showing a black man with a white woman and a mixed child. Because they know they're losing their power over creating children. So they're going to force black men to be with the white woman. Now, they didn't want us back in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, but today they don't mind being with a black man. But honestly, I really believe that they're told to be with black men. They keep having babies by black men. The system is going to help them take care of the child. They're not going to take care of a black woman child that has from a black man. They'll take care of a white woman that has a mixed child. They'll take care of them. The government will take care of them because they want to keep their we call it going. And they know they're losing it. So us black people, we need to stay away. But we won't stay away. Like I told you, once a slave, always a slave. I know I probably got a lot of hateful messages. I don't give a fuck, man. Because you know one thing about it is, the internet is the most evilest thing ever created. And the fucking thing that really makes me mad is that when you try to actually speak out on things that's going on in the real world. They're so used to being on the internet, they don't know what's going on in the real world anymore. It's like the real world just been blocked off. And now they're just listening to anybody, like these TV shows on here about, you know what I mean? Like I said about the immigration thing, and black people don't want to talk they try to stay away from things. I'm like, motherfucker, black people ain't gonna stay away from shit. Us black people, we're not gonna stay away from shit. We're not gonna keep our mouths shut. Because if we would have been doing that, we would not be making these stupid. We wouldn't be making these videos. You know what I mean? You got Africans doing videos about black Americans. That's crazy, isn't it? You got Africans doing videos about black Americans. Living in a dangerous fucking world, dog. This country always will be not our country. You know, you got two flags. You got the American flag, you got the other flag that's over there. You know what I mean? That they've been around for like almost 200 or 300 years. The Confederate flag. And them two flags don't represent black people. But we're walking around thinking we can pick up the American flag, carry it around. Like you got black people voting for Trump. I never said you can you don't have to vote for, you can vote for anybody you fucking want. This is the reason why I don't vote. Because like I told you before, we're never going to have the president that we always going to want in office. And they choose the president. We don't choose the president. And every president is going to make black people feel like we have to vote for these motherfuckers. They'll hold our kids, kiss our kids, take pictures with our kids, talk about how they're going to help black people, what they're going to do for black people, blah, blah, blah. They don't do shit for us. We've been here for ever since the 1400s, and we still fucking have been treated the same way from the 1400s to this very day. We've still been treated the same way by the government. You know what I mean? We're always going to still be treated the same because us black people, we haven't learned how to say, you know what? Just let us, you know what I mean, get together and learn more about us. But we're so afraid to learn about the real us. This is the reason why we don't care about the libraries anymore. They take all the books out of the libraries about our history. They're taking our history out of schools. That's some crazy shit. They talk about in the Black History Month. They're talking about in the books that they're talking about slavery. Because they don't want the white motherfuckers to believe that slavery was bad. This is what Donald Trump done. This is our history. The only history that we fucking have, which I said black people don't want to fucking learn anyway, because we feel that we're better than every fucking body. We're not better than nobody, dog. We're not better than nobody. We live on a continent of still fucking afraid to go outside. It has nothing to do with us being in the neighborhood. We can't even go in a white neighborhood and walk around. It's been almost nearly 100-something years, 150 years. We still can't go to a white neighborhood without this, calling the cops on us. You know what I mean? We still can't drive in a car, a nice-ass car, and be pulled over and talk about, how they make up lies so they can put us in jail. They could contain us. And then they could try to get a dog to go around our car, or they could check our car out illegally and find, oh, you got drugs in your car. No, we never did a lick of drugs, but they'll find they'll find weed in our car. Or they find pills, and they'll say, oh, you got some perks. That's not pills, that's my heart medicine. Oh, we'll check that out. You're under arrest for having drugs in your car. What? Or they have a dog go around your car, and sometimes they will actually force the dog to try to find things in your car. The dog doesn't find anything. The dog will try to leave the car. This cop had a dog go around the car like 5 or 6 times, and he was trying to force it to find shit in the car. And I'm like, why is this dog running around in circles, and the fucking cop is forcing him, because this is what way they feel about us, dog. They killing us. You know what I mean? They're throwing us in jail. They're feeding us the most toxic food on the fucking planet. We as black people should be having all these fucking diseases. White people should be having all these diseases. That's just facts. Us black people, we shouldn't be having all these fucking diseases. At all. But we do. Because we don't know how to take care of our fucking selves. We have heart issues, diabetes, lupus, you know what I mean, cancers. Like, I'm like, all this fucking shit should be white motherfucking shit, not black people shit. But how do we get there? Because we never really cared about ourselves. And we always believe that nothing can touch us. We think we got bulletproof vests all over our fucking bodies, and we could just like These diseases will bounce right the fuck off of us. You know what I mean? They created AIDS. They gave us AIDS. They created COVID. They created influenza. Gave it to us. They created chickenpox, measles, and they bring that shit all fuck back. Yellow fever is coming back. That disease been out for. That disease been on. That fucking virus been gone for over nearly 100 years, and that disease is coming. That virus is coming back. Swine flu, Ebola. I heard a white woman talk about Ebola. I'm like, wow, yo. But they blame us for these. They blame us for these diseases. They blame Africa for these diseases. But us black people don't care. We agree with everything they fucking say. Yes, master. Yes, master. I'll do anything for you, master. What else do you need, master? You want me to clean? Want me to wash your car, master? Want me to clean the house, master? Want me to cut the lawn, master? Oh, make sure pick the cotton, master. Yes, master. I'll make sure. Yes, master. Yes, I invented this, master. Oh my goodness. Oh, you want to take it from me, master? You want to patent it for yourself, master? Go ahead, master. The cops. Keep this guy in your car. Yes, master. I'll go back here. You gonna contain me, master? Okay, master. Here go my ID. Oh, master, that's me. That's really me, master. Oh, please, master, please don't beat me. Please don't beat me with your nightstick. Which they don't beat you with nightsticks anymore. You know, I haven't seen a cop use this nightstick. It's so fucking long. Now they take out the stun gun and hit you in the back of a stun gun. And they'll hit you like 3 or 4 times until you fall. And even if you fall to the ground, they'll still put the stun gun in your back and shoot you again because they say you're resisting. And if you're not doing that right, they'll pull their gun out and shoot you. But you know, they'll say, well, you know, it's absolutely right that he did that. Try to tell you, we have been through this for a very long time. Even before cops got stun guns. Because I remember, like I told you, I remember cops used to use nightsticks. They don't use nightsticks anymore. They got this little baton, but they use it to break windows. But they don't use nightsticks anymore. And now when you're dead on the ground, they'll put you in fucking handcuffs. And I try to ask my homegirl, why, because she's a cop. I'm like, yo, why do they put people on the ground after they've been shot to death? And they put handcuffs on them. You think their soul is gonna? You think their soul's gonna get up and start running? Like, I just don't understand. Like, what the fuck? Like, why do y'all put handcuffs on that pack of people when they're laying there dead? Like I said, they treat us like trash, dog. They treat us like trash. They're still doing lynching. They're still doing, you know what I mean? You know, they talk about the immigrants being violent, molesters, and all the other kind of stuff. But I'm like, damn, does America, even though we got 300 something Americans here in America, what happened to the 300 something Americans that actually have their pictures on cell phones? Talk about their molesters and rapists. And what happened to our gangs that we have in America? We got the Bloods, the Crips, we got the Black Kings, we got the Disciples, we got all these fucking gangs, right? But they'll talk about, oh no, we gotta talk about the immigrants gangs. No, the immigrants gangs. No, we have gangs all over the United States. You know what I mean? Then we sell drugs, molest kids, beat kids, do all these things in America, but we blame the immigrants. Like I said, when Donald Trump was up there blaming the Muslims and wouldn't allow them into the country, everybody agreed to keep the Muslims out of this country. Because like I said, once you see Donald Trump pick with somebody, everybody got to follow. But I just always want to know, like, what happened to the people that we have in this country that do more and more violence? You know what I mean? Shooting up schools. You know what I mean? You know, you got ICE shooting people. They killed 4 people. That's crazy. They all shot, and most of them got shot in the head. 2 got shot in the head. 1 got shot in the, I think 2 of them got shot in the back. Like, you know, but they said, oh, it was just cause. But, you know, like I told you, going back to, like, see, this is nothing like the Germans. It's not like the SS. Nothing like the SS. So people talk about, oh, they're just like the SS. No, they're not. No, they're not like the SS. They just stop talking about that, saying, oh, well, these people here that ICE is just like the Germans. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're nowhere near the Germans. Because if they were near the Germans, they'd be locking up every fucking body. They wouldn't just be locking up Mexicans. They'd be locking up blacks, Puerto Ricans, Chinese. They'd be locking up everybody and throwing all of them in concentration camps. So it's nowhere near Germany and what they used to do back then. I mean, so black people, we need to wake the fuck up, dog. We need to do better for ourselves, dog. We need to stop doing this video shit. Trying to think that we're not from a country that was very, very powerful, and they took that country from us. They took our freedom away from us. They took our crown off our heads. Because even black people don't even want to be called kings and queens anymore. Or people don't even want to be called black. I mean, African. They want to be called black. It's because because they're so proud to be born here. Yes, I love the United States. I'm happy to be here. I just don't like the fact that we don't know where we came from. And our history was so different from the past until now. We've just gave up on our past. While all these other cultures are just, trying to make their past and their history better, we are just like walking around with a flag, an American flag on our hands, thinking this is what we had. This is what we had. They said, we were here first, and they put us in slave chains. But they did not. They had the last motherfucking African slave boat came here in 1808. That was the last slave ship. Because slavery was illegal. But they were still bringing slaves here. And they were still using black motherfuckers as slaves. Even when slavery was done, they were locking black people up and throw them in jail and use them in chain gangs. Or they would use them as free slave labor. And they said the biggest free slave labor in the world, in the United States, is the prison system. And guess who's in the prison system? I'm out, everybody.